Hello, my friends. Hello, my friends. This is Miss T. Welcome to Just Live with Miss T. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. I hope you like this content that I'm about to share with you. And if you do, please comment on it, like, share, and subscribe if you already haven't. Um, I have another interesting thought I wanted to discuss with you about rescuing your family and friends from the JW organization. And I want you to think about this. This is something that came to my mind. You really have to think about this. Why are they there? And what made them join the organization in the first place? What made them become one of Jehovah's Witnesses? You see, in my family, it was a family tradition, as I call it. We grew up in it. My mom grew up in it. My grandfather grew up in it and his family. So I had several family, that grew up in it. And this was the only religion that we knew. And this is the only religion that we actually participated in serving. I'll say like that. But when you grow up in it, it's all that you know. You realize sometimes traditions are hard to break. A lot of people are very loyal to their family traditions, and it's going to be hard to break. Now, you may have woke up or recognized some things that didn't quite sound right to you or feel right to you, and you left and you're free and you're out. That's great. But for some people, traditions are really hard to break. Family loyalty is really hard to break. And when you think about it, they're in their comfort zone, and to make a change is going to be really tough for them to do. No matter how bad the environment is, some people will probably prefer to stick it out and stay with it because it's all that they know. And when you think about it, the way we were taught as witnesses, there's nothing out there in the world for us. Absolutely nothing. So you can't expect them to easily break those family traditions and loyalties and actually want to step outside in the world. So that's one thing. It may be something that you grew up in and that's all you know. For some people, it was the best choice, considering they may have came out of, not being witnesses or growing up in the organization as a witness. They may have been out in the world where they were in bad situations. They didn't have close relationships with their family. They probably were in very bad domestic situations. When we're out in the preaching work and we're talking to people, you talk to a lot of different people that are going through things, and sometimes all they need is someone to listen. And when you're coming to their door with hope, to have they have a hope for a new life than what they're having right now, that draws them in. Telling people they can live forever on earth, God will forgive them of all their sins. Jehovah's people are happy. You have many family and friends, spiritual family and friends, all over the world. So you have this, it's more welcoming and inviting if you're coming out of a bad situation. So with these people, if the religion was a better choice and it gave them the lifestyle that they wanted and they're happy with it, so what the world didn't come to an end? Everything else is just great for them, So what with all the bad stuff that's going on in the religion? Like, the child molestation stuff that I talked about and other different things that are happening in the organization that former Jehovah's Witnesses have questioned. So what? If this religion have granted them the lifestyle that they desired, they're not going to easily walk away from that, because you're asking them to come out of that into what? And if they've been in churches before, Catholic, if they were Catholics, if they were Baptists, or been in different type of churches before that never gave them that type of hope and love that they were looking for, they're not going to go back to that. So sometimes for people, it's just the best choice being one of Jehovah's Witnesses. And last but not least, this is something I learned in psychology. And I've also witnessed this while I was in the organization. But you have JW addicts. You have people that have an addictive personality. Especially if they come out of the world, if they were like I learned in psychology, an addict has to go from one addiction to the next addiction. They just can't give up their addiction and not be addicted anymore. They have to find something else to, fill that addiction. So if they were drug addicts, for example, and alcoholics, and they were going through recovery or whatever, and say they started studying the Bible with one of Jehovah's Witnesses and learning about how you can change your life. Jehovah is very forgiving of you. He will remove all sins from you, or he'll forget everything that you've done. As long as you walk with him and follow Bible principles, you'll be okay. And you're letting a lot of these, and it works for a lot of people that'll come into the organization because they're stepping into a whole new world where people take an interest in you. They love you no matter what. And if you're an addict and you're faced with alcoholism, we drink. When I was in the organization, we used to drink. And that's something that some people may have to fight off because they were formerly alcoholics and they can't be around that. That may be a big issue for them in the organization. But you're looking at them serving Jehovah, becoming pioneers, becoming ministerial servants, becoming elders. They have gained status in this organization. They may even became circuit overseers. They may be serving in Bethel. And if they were to hear something, let me just say, they're not going to be easily swayed to go back out in the world, because what was there in the world for them in the first place? That's where they were having the problems, was in the world. And if being one of Jehovah's Witnesses gave them the opportunity to change their lifestyle for the best, as I said previously with the other group, it was the best choice. That's what they're going to do. They're going to continue walking with Jehovah's people in the organization, serving Jehovah as they always done, because what they've experienced out in the world was not good at all. So it's going to be hard to try to get them to go back into that. So when you think about rescuing your family and friends from the organization, and I know some people, some XJWs refer to it as a cult, just keep in mind one thing. The doors are always open. We can always walk out whenever we feel like it. Some people, and I understand people say that it's a cult because of the mind control that they have over the members, where you'll probably be afraid to ask questions or afraid to even leave because you don't want to be shunned and all this, and all that. But the doors are always open. You just have to be willing to walk through them. And sometimes they're ready to kick you out. All you have to do is confront them with some questions that you don't quite understand, or you do something that's against Bible principles and you get disfellowship. That right there will get you kicked out of there. That's your cue to walk through those doors. Everybody has to have their chance to experience something that's really bad that they're not able to deal with. It has to hit them. It hits all of us differently. The child molestation, the way they were handling those situations hit me differently. And there's a lot of petty things that goes on in the organization where I didn't really stop going. I still went. But you have to, as everyone say, you have to know when to wake up. You'll wake up when the right things hit you that you just really don't agree on or really doesn't set well with you. So I hope that will help you when you decide, when you're thinking about what can I do to get my family and friends out of it. You probably can't, because it's going to work for them. And people who have a strong mindset are not going to be easily swayed. But like I said, the doors are always open, and they're able to walk through those doors at any time. Matter of fact, we walk out of those doors every day, every meeting. You walk in, you walk out. All you have to do is choose not to walk in anymore. And after a while, like with my experience, they don't even bother to hunt you down or call you and see what's going on. They'll see you out on the street and just assume something bad has happened. They're not going to force you to come back to the meetings. They'll encourage you to come back, but they really won't force you. It's all up to the individual and why they are there and what they're getting out of it. There's something in that religion that holds them there. And it just could be a personal issue that they dealt with in the past, that being in the organization has helped them get through. So it's the best choice for them. It's a family tradition, so they're loyal to that. Or maybe it's just their new addiction. So I hope that helped you. Take another look at, rescuing family and friends. I still have family in there that I haven't spoken to in years, and I just accept it for what it is. I still respect their religion. I respect their beliefs, and I'm gonna make sure if I were to talk to them or contact them, they would have to respect my decisions as well. So in the meantime, you just hang in there and work on yourself and getting yourself together, because you cannot help anybody else until you helped yourself first. Have a good night, family and friends. My friends. I hope you enjoyed this content. Please comment, like, and share, and do subscribe. Until next time, bye, my friends.